of aromatherapy oils goes back to ancient times for religious purposes, perfumes, and as medicine. To further tell us more about these essential aromatics is Theoni Papoutsis, who is an aromatherapist and women's mentor. Welcome back. Good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start at the beginning. I mean, what is aromatherapy? How does it work? What are we looking at?
So aromatherapy is really an essential oil, and an essential oil is taken from the most essential part of a plant. So it'll come from a petal, or the bark, or the stem, or the leaf, depending on what you are dealing with. Okay. So like a peppermint would come from the leaf, a lavender would come from the flower, etc. And how they obviously get it out of the plant is really important, because we want it to be as pure as possible. The more pure it is, the more effective it is on our systems, because plants are carbon-based and humans are carbon-based.
Yes.
So that's why it works so effectively on humans. So it's not really as medicine, it's more like we're borrowing the immune system of the plant to support our body to do what it needs to do.
Right, right. So now, in terms of that borrowing of the immune system, what is aromatherapy good for in terms of improving our health or treating ailments or situations or whatever the case may be?
There's nothing they can't do. In short, really, it's so vast that I can, I'll be here until tomorrow.
Okay.
The oils that I'm going to talk about today and essential oils is that it can really cover anything that comes up in the home. Literally anything. Like the spray that you make when you have to go to the shops, I haven't used those. I actually make my own, because there's one that supports the immune system.
Yes, yes.
There's one that supports breathing. There's the one that supports digestive. So, and those are obviously blends that have been put together.
Yes,
and then there's the ones that are pure.
Right,
oils.
right. So in terms of using aromatherapy oils, is it something that you need to deal with a practitioner, or is it something that is DIY, for want of a better word, once you've established?
So I would say it's definitely not DIY initially.
Okay.
The reason being is that there's no governing body for essential oils like there is for, say, medicine. So what they've done is they took it upon themselves to pursue purity. So about 14 years ago, they decided they want to get the best quality oils into people's hands, and at the same time, they want to support communities.
Right.
So what they've done is they've actually got 47 different countries that we get these oils from, where they are their purest. So we all know lavender. We all love lavender. We know what it's good for, calming, soothing, etc. But lavender that's grown in France and Bulgaria, because of the soil and the atmosphere, it is its most pure. So the therapeutic value and the purity is spot on. So it's going to give you that effect that you're looking for. But if you're using a lavender, unfortunately, that you will just find on a shelf, that is not going to give you what you expect from a lavender essential oil.
Okay. So now, in terms of a community, aromatherapists themselves would obviously help you to sort of find the better products that you can use, and also guide you initially on using the oils for your benefit. How does that system work so that people can think about getting involved or starting to use these kind of oils?
Well, I mean, I would obviously love them to contact me, because I love essential oils, and that's what I do. That's part of what I do with mentoring women and moms and babies, because these oils are pure and tested. You can use them on newborns, you can use them on pregnant women. And when I qualified 26 years ago, we said you can't use these on pregnant women, most of them. You can't use them on newborns. You've got to wait till they're 3 months or 6 months. Because these are so pure, it's about the dilution. So if we look at a roller bottle, you would get a roller bottle, and for a newborn, you would only use 1 drop of essential oil, and you would fill the rest with a carrier. Whereas adults, for you could put 30 drops of essential oil and fill it. So it's about the dilution of how you use it. But because it's pure, you can use it. I wouldn't get oils on the shelf and do that for a newborn. I would only use pure oils that you know are pure and tested.
Right, right. Now you talk about a carrier oil. Tell me about the importance of a carrier oil when you are using aromatherapy oils.
Good question. So when you're using a neat oil and you just put it on your skin, it will go in, some of it, but a lot of it, it's volatile. So
Okay.
a lot of it will just evaporate.
Right.
Whereas when you put a carrier, it binds to the carrier and it actually goes into the skin a lot more effectively. So how we use oils is we use them in a diffuser, which breaks down the oil into tiny particles so we can actually inhale.
Okay.
Goes to the olfactory system, limbic system, and then actually has an effect on our body in 20 seconds.
Sure,
If you have to smell an oil, that's how
Yeah.
quickly it works.
Good heavens, sure.
Yeah, so that's why you also want to be using a good quality oil, because you're smelling it, it's going into your body. Then we use it topically. So we actually use it depending on where. Obviously, if you've got head tension, you would put it here or at the back of the neck, or if it was shoulder tension. If it was more digestive, you would put it on the digestive system, etc. If you were using it as a perfume or if emotionally, you would put it here. And then you can also use it internally. But again, only the oils that I promote I would use internally. I wouldn't use other oils internally because they're not tested. We're not guaranteed
Yeah, and I think also
their purity.
Something to consider, that if you are better to do something like that with a practitioner who can guide you in safety.
Yes. And so as you said earlier about community, I've got hundreds of women, and all we do is support women and babies and mothers about how to use the oils, and which are safe, and maybe which ones to be more caution about.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Be careful of this one, watch out for that one. And it's a wonderful community because, as I'm a doula, so if I'm out at a birth and I'm not there, one of the other moms say, oh, your child's got an elevated body temperature.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can use this, and this is what worked for me. And so it's beautiful to have that community, especially in the last couple of years of what we've been through.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful for these women to have a community where they can go and feel supported.
Very much so, yeah. So Theoni, let's maybe talk about some of your essential oils that you would suggest to people for certain things that are quite frequently dealt with.
So definitely lavender is a wonderful, wonderful oil because it's the calming, soothing oil. So all of those things that you need to calm and soothe. So skin irritations and calming to go to sleep, all of that. Peppermint is also a great one. Great one for head tension, great one for cooling the body down.
Right.
Lemon. Now, lemon has got limonene in it. And limonene is really great for detoxing, but on a very subtle level.
And what are some of the, you mentioned for stress relief and tension and things like that. Talk us through what you would use there.
So lavender would definitely be one, and frankincense.
Right.
But again, I keep going on about the purity, but it really is important because I just worry that people will take this information and then just go to their local shop and get it, but it really is not the same.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not really the same thing. So that's why I'm hesitant to go into the details.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And I think so definitely something, if someone's not explored aromatherapy, get in touch with somebody who can guide you. But just a question before we wrap up, are there people who it's not safe for them to use aromatherapy oils? Are there any risks?
So there's definitely some people, like if you've got high blood pressure, there are certain oils you don't want to be using.
Okay.
If you are prone to bleeding, there's certain oils you don't want to be using.
Right.
But there's so few things that people that it can't support their bodies and their systems.
Okay. Theoni, thank you so much. I think it's great to know that there's so much depth to this, and it's something that we hear about, but without engaging in it, don't know enough to really kind of see the impact. And you've given us some great insights there, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Wonderful.